Hey guys, welcome back to another Regular Dude fishing video. I am the Regular Dude John. I hope all is well. Well, it is 7 degrees and snowing, so let's get ready to go fishing. Now, I know a lot of dudes don't fish when it gets super cold in the wintertime, but a lot of dudes still do. And these are some things that I have learned over the past few years on some tips and tricks to keep your gear functioning, free of ice, and keep yourself warm when you're fishing in really cold conditions. Most of the time people fish in cold conditions, they're ice fishing, and they've got a little hole and they're jigging in a hole and stuff. We don't do that here. I still am on the river and I'm still casting and retrieving baits in, which a lot of us do. So the first thing that I do in the wintertime is I switch from braid to mono. I run monofilament line in the wintertime because the mono brings up less water with it than what the braid does. Year before last, when I was fishing, I noticed when I was fishing with braid that my guide eyes would get filled with ice, and it'd be very difficult to fish because my eyes on my rod were full of ice. The braid brings up so much water, it gets trapped inside the ice, the guide eyes of your rod, and it freezes and makes ice. And when it's full of ice, it's hard for your line to move back and forth. Mono brings in less water and it helps prevent that, number one. The second thing that I have learned to do is I get me some spray-on Rain-X. And what I'll do is I'll coat each one of my guide eyes with Rain-X. That will also prevent icing. What that Rain-X is going to do is it's going to coat this guide eye with that coating of Rain-X, and as the water and the ice comes up, it simply repels it off, which is what Rain-X does. The next thing that I do is on my spool of line itself, I'll take some WD-40 and I'll coat my spool and my reel real good with WD-40. Now, this also acts as a water displacer, so every time that I cast and retrieve, the water is going to be repelled from my monofilament line, and the combination of the WD-40 and the Rain-X, you can see right here, there's already a little bit of moisture. You see how that moisture's on the line, and it just simply comes right off. There's nothing, there's no stick to it, and as soon as it hits your guide eyes, it comes right off. And that keeps your rod free of ice and your guide eyes free from ice, and it makes fishing a lot easier, and you're not always stopping to clean out your guide eyes of ice. It simply falls off. As far as making myself a little more comfortable on the riverbank or in my boat, wherever it is that we're fishing, first and foremost, grow yourself a big bushy, man, because it helps keep you warm. And if you're not into that, then dress appropriately in layers. I'm sure everybody who's been outside knows the proper way to dress. But I also have my little Silverfire stove kit here that I use a lot in my videos. You guys have seen it. It's just a little wood burning stove. And it has this little pot that goes with it. That way we can have hot water for hot coffee or hot chocolate with the kids. We can make soup. Two regular normal bottles of water, 2 packs of ramen noodles, and about 10 minutes you got hot chow. This is my little stove. And it just burns wood and sticks and so on and stuff like that. Easy to put together. So I can get my hands to work right here. There we go. And you put your fuel in here, little sticks and twigs. A lot of times I will just burn, these are horse bedding hardwood pellets. They're really cheap and they burn great. I'll fill it up about halfway full, put a couple of drops of alcohol on top of it, hit it with my ferro rod, and it starts burning. And then in just a few minutes, my little pot on there, I got hot water or hot chow, whatever it is. If this is not a route that you want to go, this here is a number 10 can. You can also use a coffee can. I've just drilled a couple of holes in the bottom of it, and I filled it up with charcoal briquettes, like the Matchlight charcoal briquettes, and get them burning in here. And the last time I used this, I got almost 2 hours of warmth. So I would fish for a while, then I could stop and warm my hands up, sit next to it, and feel a little bit warm. If you get something, your gear gets frozen, you can kind of thaw it out a little bit over the top of this. And this is all stuff that easily fits inside of a backpack or something that you got with you when you're headed for the riverbank. So there you have it. Just a couple of quick, little, easy ways that's going to make your fishing trip in the wintertime a little more comfortable and hopefully a lot more productive, because you'll spend less time warming up and dealing with frozen gear and more time fishing. So even in the wintertime, we love it when our pole bends. So I hope this helps, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We'll have some more information in the next coming videos. So until the next time, we'll catch you in the next video.
Fishing!